Hey smokers, Draga1 here, and it's time for... That's right, the long-awaited, the much-anticipated, the overhyped G4 Cube. And today, we're going to be installing, you guessed it, an SSD. I can finally do this video now because I have pretty much all the accessories I need to actually make it. I even have an ADC display, so we can have the most G4 experience possible. However, this is not the display that came with this G4 Cube. In fact, this display actually came with a PowerMac G4, I think Quicksilver. I'm not quite sure if they look different or this color here would match there, but whatever. And the whole reason I wasn't making this video for the longest time, I would have done it a long time ago, but I didn't have this massive piece of shit right here. What is this, you may ask? Well, if the AC power plug there didn't give it away, it's not an external hard disk. No, this is the power supply for the G4 Cube. What the hell, Apple? What? Now, the G4 Cube was a little bit before the Mac Mini. So, what they did with the Mac Mini was a little bit less of a crime. I guess, in theory, you could just put this under here, and nobody would notice. And it would technically use up the same amount of desk space, and it'd be totally cool. But you should never do that, because that would make everything overheat and be terrible. Let's talk about the computer itself. Now, one of the most fantastic and interesting things about the G4 Cube is that it doesn't have any fans. Absolutely none whatsoever. It simply radiates all its heat up through this big-ass hole in the top. So everything sort of goes up. It's sort of similar to the Mac Pro's thermal core, but it just doesn't have a fan. So this is sort of a remarkable revolution in desktop computing. A totally fanless computer? I'm so tired of listening to my fan that you probably hear in every single one of my videos. Okay, so it's not that bad, but I mean, hey, it's still there. I can still hear it. The other cool thing is it's a top-loading CD drive there. I don't actually know if this is a CD drive or not. Could be a combo drive, I'm not entirely sure. It actually is a DVD-ROM drive. Now this model here is a 450 megahertz G4 with a 20 gigabyte hard drive, 512 megs RAM, and of course the DVD-ROM drive. So not a lot of RAM, really friggin' small hard disk. Good lord. Let's take a look at the back. Now on the back you were probably expecting to see something along the lines of some ports or something. There's no ports on the back at all. They're all on the bottom. So all your cords will dangle down the bottom. As you can see, this G4 Cube has a copyright date of the year 2000. So this is actually 16 years old. Holy balls. It still has a pretty fancy design that really stands the test of time. This was a very much, and still is, a very desired case design for a lot of hobby projects. People wanted to put newer, cooler, neater computers into this case. So if we look at the ports on the bottom, we have the ADC connector here for the monitor I have right there. Regular old VGA if you just want to plug it into a regular monitor. Reset and programmer's interrupt switch. Input power requires this connector guy from this gargantuan thing. Doesn't actually have any numbers on the power supply itself to indicate how much voltage or amperage it applies whatsoever. Probably two USB 1.1 ports, modem, FireWire 400, and probably 10100 Ethernet. So the cool thing about ADC monitors is they don't require any other cable other than this. There's only this coming out of the monitor. So in Apple's efforts to cut down on cable clutter, they have sort of integrated that there. Oh yeah, I forgot to plug this in. This only one goes in one way. Cable goes towards the back. So then you can have all the cables coming out the back. I don't really like the sort of... Oh, check that out. The ADC cable actually has a little hinge there, so it turns so it can be at a 45-degree angle. They've thought of everything, haven't they? So yeah, this is an example of what you'd get. the absolutely bare minimum amount of cables to get this thing working. And then let's not forget our sort of multicolored kind of cable thing going on here. Plug that in right there. This is actually supposed to be like that. So let's plug it into that. Power that on. Now remember just last video I went through hell and high water to get a power button fixed? This is the power button on the G4 Cube. As far as I know, it is the only Mac, only Apple product as far as I know right offhand, that has a non-physical power button. Now there isn't a separate switch anywhere. This is the main power button. It's not like a PS3 where there's a switch in the back. No, this is it. And I mean, take a look at this. This looks so cool. Check this out. Ooh, shadow moves. It's just floating there. I don't know where the light is on this thing, but all you gotta do is turn it on. Ooh. Wait a minute, I thought this thing was supposed to be quiet. And as you can see, it did power up the display when I powered it on. So it's really a one-stop. You just press power for the display. You can actually... Can you turn it on? I just turned off the whole computer with the screen, man. Okay, so more than one Apple product that has the non-physical button, but holy balls, let's try that again. You can turn on the computer with the screen? This is bizarre. So, I don't know if this is a dying hard drive, but this is supposed to be a quiet-ass computer with no fan, and it's just supposed to just sit on your desk and be perfect. But listen to that. It's noisy as hell. As you can see, the drive is formatted, but we're not even going to use that. We're going to put an SSD in it, and then finally we will have the ultimate solid-state desktop Mac. It'll be great. It'll be the most solid-state Mac until you start using the MacBook, the new 2015 MacBook, which has no fan, or, you know, just look to any smartphone, which is actually... Oh wait, don't block the vent! Now the funny thing about this is that this computer actually predates the release of Mac OS X, probably by about a year. So it's still a computer that's going to rock that Mac OS 9. That's probably what we're going to install onto it, to be honest. But we're going to do it onto an SSD. Now, of course, Mac OS 9, even the Mac OS X versions that will still work on this, but not support trim. Everybody's really worried about trim and how, oh, it's going to burn up your drive. It's going to burn up your drive. Your SSD is going to burn up if you write to it, dude. Like, what makes it burn up is the write cycles to it. It doesn't matter if you're doing garbage collection or not. It's going to do write cycles. So really all trim does is it helps with performance so that when it goes to write something, it doesn't have to first erase that sector and then write to it. It just writes to it. Maybe I got it all wrong, but either way, it's not something we're too worried about if we're installing an SSD on a G4 Cube, for crying out loud. So, what SSD shall we install on it today? Got the Patriot Torch. Now, ooh, we got something called Glowway. That looks pretty fancy. That's cool, kind of Asian writing on it or something. So that's pretty neat. That's a fancy one there. I think I'll pass it. Whoa! A Radeon SSD. No way, man. We gotta put this in there. Let's do it. Now first, of course, we gotta turn this off. Well, the good news is that button will never break unless you like hit it with a hammer or something. Oh shit! This Mac is probably noisier than every single other Mac out there. Oh my god! The carpet turned it on, man! Dude, it's not turning off. What the hell? Will the carpet actually turn it on? Okay, I'm going crazy. Now, I haven't done this before, but it's supposed to be really, really easy to open one of these guys up. All you gotta do is you got your handle, and you pull out the guts. It's super simple. Oh my god. And how appropriate they were putting a Radeon card in there, because look at this. We've got a Radeon video card in there. It's actually an AGP from the looks of it. It's actually, that's the video card right there. We could swap that out. I don't actually know what's in there. This is probably, as you know, this is kind of like a precursor to the design of the Mac Mini. So we turn it around here. Got the RAM there, our 3.5-inch drive there. Don't know what we're going to do about that. This looks like a Wi-Fi thing going on there. Probably the airport card would go right there. If you wanted Wi-Fi. I don't know where the antenna goes. In fact, I don't even know how to take this thing apart properly. This is going to be a pain in the ass. Okay, where do we start here? Big ass heatsink goes all the way through. It's sort of like the thermal core because actually I don't know anymore because the graphics card is just sort of chilling there. No ventilation whatsoever. It's kind of like a lunchbox or something. Wait a minute. I better not be what I think it is. Oh my god. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Oh shit. How the hell do you take this apart, man? Oh, what? The hell is that? Ah, shit. Shit. Ooh, blunts. Yeah. Ooh. Shit. Wait a minute, this is the wrong side. Damn it. Oh my god. This is becoming pretty reckless. Oh wow! This is one IDE cable for both the optical drive, which is right here, and the hard drive, which is right here. Wait, IDE? ID... Oh no! No, not again. No! Yep, we're gonna have to use this. I don't know what else. I don't have another IDE SSD. When was the last time you saw like a regular 3.5-inch form factor SSD? I wasn't able to find it on Amazon. I was only able to find the 2.5-inch PATA. So, and then I had to use an adapter for that. But that's all tied up in the Windows 98 machine. The question is, how the hell do we get this out of here? Answer, I don't know. Knowing Apple, it should be easy. But knowing Apple, it should be retarded hard. It appears to be held in by something. This is like a puzzle cube. This is like, it's like a Rubik's Cube. Actually, I think I can see it. You see those screws? That's it. And that's smaller than this. What else we got here? Shit. Now this little beauty. I guess that's the right one. Well, I have resistance, so it's definitely fitting in. But wait a minute, that's not going to help. What about the other side? That's screwed in too. Ooh, look at this. That must be the magical power button. Who knows what kind of alien technology they put into that to make it work. Man, this This shit isn't even from our century, man. Like, this isn't supposed to exist. Like, some time traveler, like, brought this back or something. Why didn't he bring back better screws? Jeez. I mean, this is an interesting design, and I'm sure some engineers that are a lot smarter than me put it all together and made it happen. Oh man, there's just so many screws everywhere. Ooh, that sounded good. I freed one screw from the hard disk. It's actually not moving, which is kind of smart so you don't lose it into this hellhole. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so the drive is now visibly wobbling inside, and the heatsink here is wobbling as well. Actually, the heatsink is completely detached. And the drive is visible. That's the 3.5 inch drive there. It actually is free now. It's not screwed in. Those were the only screws for it. So this is actually going to be a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought we had to take apart like the other side, which was that. Fuck that. Here's the side we care about. Flip that away. Maybe I could find an airport card for this thing. We got an airport card right here. This appears to be one of the cards that requires pins and not like a little cartridge slot thing there, so never mind. The Mac Mini the Mac Mini shit doesn't work with this. Okay, alright. So I unplugged the IDE cable. Hopefully this will fit in there. I hope it does. Because if this is too wide to fit down in there, that's going to be a problem. Ah, shit. Son of a bitch! Actually, what we can do is we can unplug this from here. We can just forget about airport, because airport, we don't need it. If we do release this drive, we just can slide it out back that way. So, we don't need to get the stuff out of the way. Holy fucking bitch. Piss, man. I can't get this out of here. I'm not giving it my all just because I think I'm going to pull these wires out of the Molex plug, and I've already partially damaged it already. And this is just a really bad angle. I have no grip on this whatsoever. Please insert excuse number 4. I don't really care if this hard drive is broken, to be honest. It's apparently a 20 gig hard drive. So, and it's noisy as all balls. So I think I'm actually prying the circuit board on the bottom of the hard disk away from the hard disk itself. So the actual innards of the G4 are not in jeopardy. I'm at the end of my rope here. I don't know what else to do. Shit. What am I doing with my life here? I don't know. Come on, man, seriously! Everything I've tried has failed. Come on, you can't give me this. You can't just let me pry it out, man. Come on, we can do this. You and me together, man. Come on, let's do it. That did absolutely nothing. Well, guys, thanks for watching. But I give up. I can't do it. Come on, channel the strength of Arnold. You want to start pumping iron? You'll have to do it. But it doesn't move, Arnold. I don't care. You put your diaper in the baby bin and get in here and do this. But it hurts, man. Shut up. All that weed smoking and eating has made you weak. Eating? I thought you ate like a whole chicken after workout. Shut up. I ate the chicken because I was working out. You never work out. You're always sitting on your ass. Arnold, I can't do it when you're yelling at me. Oh, there's gotta be another way. We're almost there. Like we're almost done. I thought this was going to be a short video because of how easy this was going to be. But no. I'm pissing myself blind here, guys. I'm pissing into the wind. It's coming back and it's blinding me. Dribble. Oh, finally. I got it. I had to pry it out. Here it is. Yeah, it sucks. Fuck. Sometimes you cannot be honest. Alright, so this needs to go underneath. I don't know how that's going to work, but... It does actually fit. Wait, hold on. Oh, yep. Oh, shit. It does actually fit. If you can see it, like, rising to this surface here. So, there are some jumpers on here. They are accessible. If I run into a problem, I guess I can switch them. Okay, so we got the Molex power in. And let's see if we can get the... Okay, we got that in as well. Okay, so... I don't know whether I want to reconnect the airport card or not, but I really don't, so let's just not. Okay, so that's just the adapter that's in there. We still need the SSD, so that means we need to connect the SSD to that right there. It's kind of hard to get light in there, but you gotta... So this is probably one of the nicest packaged SSDs I've ever probably opened. Probably the biggest waste of a Radeon SSD. Still not in shrink wrap, but this is made of metal. Look how awesome that label is, man. 120 gig. Overkill. And everything's going to go to waste. Everything about it is just going to go to waste. Because we're going to use it with the adapter, which means we're going to be at IDE speeds. But the access time will at least be a little bit better. But it's really sort of a proof of concept. I mean, I am literally installing an SSD into this computer, but at the end of the day, it's like, who cares, you know? Well, apparently somebody, because otherwise we wouldn't be doing this. Okay, so it's really hard for me to get light in there. And some of you have told me to buy some, like, studio lights and stuff. And I'm probably going to do this after this video, just because this is frustrating as hell. There we go, there's a little bit more light in there now. So you're going in with the Radeon. Your guess is as good as mine here. Actually, I got it in, but the only reason I got it in is because I had to shove my whole face in there to look at it. And take a look, it's just sort of wedged in there. So it won't even move, which is kind of cool. Like, it doesn't move at all. So again, I don't know what the jumper settings are for this at all. So, ooh, that's a fucking horrible sound. Ugh! And I have to put this heatsink back on, because otherwise I think it may freak out, I'm not sure. Probably we don't even need to put this back in here, but if it helps the CPU cool off in any way, I'm going to want it to do that. Oh, guess what? This is meant to screw into the hard disk. So, since there's no hard disk there now, there's nothing for it to screw into. So scratch that idea. I don't think it'll really help that much anyway. I think it really was just to cool down the hard disk, and since the SSD is going to make almost no heat at all, it might. Especially since it's like right next to the G4 heatsink. Holy piss. Do I have any extra RAM for this? I don't know. Maybe. Depends on the type. But I'm not going to try and change it, because that will lead to disaster. Every time a Draga video happens, this happens. Here's the housing. That's the vent. So this is really just a box of metal and plastic now. Let's lower this. Back in there. And then this should lock it in place. And we're done. So let's plug this in. And let's try and find an OS 9 disk. Okay. So that's the noisy ass hard drive. We should be able to power this on. No noise whatsoever. Except there is going to be some noise from the CD drive. That's the last mechanical part that's in there. So let's see what it shows up on the screen. It is now eerily silent. Listen to that. That's the sound of nothing. That's somewhat concerning. I don't know why there's nothing on the screen. I plugged it in. It's not like I disconnected the graphics card or anything. Okay, well, it just turned off when I pressed the button. The light actually has a frequency. Oh! There we go. Sweet. So it does work. It's not broken. Well, this isn't the right disk, but it says Mac OS 9 install, so I guess it'll work. Yeah, buddy! Even with this super futuristic design, you're seeing that classic Mac, Happy Mac, that just never goes out of style. What happened to this screen? Oh, crap. It's a beautiful evening here on Drug 1. It really is. Now this is something that's probably going to take you back to the G4 days. Or the G3 days, back probably back in, as far back as maybe 2014. I was doing the Power Mac G3 stuff, and it sort of looked like this. You load up a live CD, and then you install Mac OS 9.2. And as you could probably would have guessed, it doesn't have the drivers for this computer. So, but I don't really think it's going to be a problem. I just realized I don't even have a mouse and keyboard plugged into this. I don't really care. I plugged in the keyboard and the drive spun up. That's hilarious. Okay. And the mouse does work. Okay. So it sort of gives the illusion of having a lot of screen real estate on this monitor because the interface elements are so small. Let's take a look at the Apple System Profiler. Power Mac G4 Cube. Doesn't have an Apple extended keyboard. Here we go. Where else? 512 megs of RAM. Should just be that one slot. Yeah, it's PC 100. Seriously? 222S SD RAM. So yeah, a little room for improvement there. Easy enough to fix. Yep, so that's really all we needed to know. So now the only thing left is to install Mac OS 9. And again, this is something we've done like 4 times now. But guess what? Let's do it again. But this time with more wibbly wobblies on the screen because for some reason the refresh rate of this display is not standard, or maybe I need to adjust the exposure on my camera. It's going to be bright if I set it to manual. So if I increase the exposure to that, the wibbly wobblies go away. But now it's bright as hell, so I'll probably reduce the brightness in post. So here we go. Let's go ahead and install the software. We now have a considerably serious problem. There are no disks to install it onto. A valid destination volume can't be found. Mount to valid. So this is not a problem. We just need to go to Utilities. I don't want to keep moving the camera, so I'm just going moving the windows to you. That's probably drive setup. Oh, thank God. There it is. Not initialize, ATA. This disk can be initialized. Initialize. Initializing will destroy all data on the following volumes. None, because there are no volumes. Custom setup. This is if you want to do something else. I don't know. Initialize. So right now it's initializing the SSD, I think. It's just called Untitled. And now we actually have the Untitled icon right there. So thankfully everything worked in our first try. I mean, I don't have to tear it apart again. Thank God! Oh my God, I'd be so pissed if it didn't work. But you know, at least this is one of those videos where everything seems to go okay, with the exception of lack of Arnold. So let's try it again. Okay, so now we're going to just put it on Untitled. How do you think we should call it this time, guys? Let's call it Dank. Yeah, that Dank! Available disk space. Okay, let's see what the options are. I don't really need a clean installation because it's already clean. Select. Before you install, nobody cares. Somebody should care. Agree to the license agreement. So this is where we can customize it. Most of the stuff is already set to be installed. Now it's going to check dink, as it's only going to take about 19 minutes. Will this be the final resting place of the IDE to SATA adapter? Tune in next week and find out. Also, I think it's pretty awesome that we have a Radeon SSD in the G4 Cube. It does look like it's successfully installing. I don't have any complaints. My throat kind of hurts right now, actually, and I'm tired of talking. Yeah, this is as noisy as it's gonna get. And that's actually a pretty quiet disk drive, to be honest. It's quieter than the one I have in my main desktop. Now, this is probably going to start up and be as fast, no faster than the 20 gigabyte drive that was in there. It's going to be like 20 plus 100 gigabytes, so that's nice. But, so we'll have a good amount of storage, some nice solid state storage. This is like the fastest macOS 9 installation ever. Oh my god. It's almost done. Damn, I got like a really bad headache. What happened, man? I don't think I'm breathing. Oh, this thing is giving off some crazy ass radiation that it uses, like, from the Fallout universe to power itself without any heat dissipation. So we're done. We installed macOS 9. Want to restart, assuming it successfully restarts. Oh! I thought it was like very triumphantly coming up there. Okay. Yep, more wibbly wobbly. Okay. Alright, well, we're booting without the disk. And if you look at the background, it's gray. Remember when I installed 9.2 on the Power Mac G3, even though I was using the G4 disk? It made it like that seafoam green. Wait a minute. That background, it has exactly the same color scheme as the G3. What's going on? This is, look at this. Like, I don't understand this. This is the Power Mac G4 software. I put it on a G3, and the background is like, it looks like the G3. Now the background is gray, I guess to match that. Oh, and now look at the background. It's that stupid platinum, funky looking background. I don't think it's stupid. I like it. Actually, this little loop right there, that's sort of like a black hole of like OCD right there. I don't know what it is, but I think some of you may actually, right there, this is very not aesthetically pleasing. I don't know. Welcome to macOS. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Welcome to macOS 9 Setup Assistant. You can set up your local network. What is your name? I don't know. What time is it? Yeah, close enough. London, England. Do you want to use Simplified or no? Next few questions will be about your computer's network situation. Computer needs a name. There we go. Password would you like to use on your computer? Oh, it doesn't even like block it out? Come on, man. Now everybody knows my password. Validating computer name, okay. I'm gonna call your shared folder. G4 Cube files. Do you want to have a shared folder? Oh, what the fuck? Who cares? System get ready to base it. Go ahead. Okay. We're already in the clear, guys. Like, for real. Oh, I already had like a full OS 9 disk. I could have just used that. Damn it. macOS Setup Assistant is done. The system was able to complete all of its tasks successfully. Internet access. Would you like to set up your computer for use on the internet? No. And we're done. Move over, iMac. We got a badass over here. Got our new favorite macOS 9 computer. So sure, we can boot it up. We can test we can test the startup speed. It's probably going to be around a minute, I'm guessing. Even though, you know, it should start up much faster. But it's only 512 megs of RAM, and it's 450 megahertz processor. I think the ultimate DOS machine that I have right now is like 450 megahertz Pentium 3. So I mean, it's not that good, you know. So